Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the Aardman Animations film Early Man that I got to check out last Sunday. And I've been a big fan of their animated features. I love Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit is really great, and a Shaun the Sheep movie was actually really fantastic, and I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I was going to. I know I still want to check out their Pirates film, which I heard is fantastic, but going into this one, the trailers didn't really sell me a whole lot on this, and honestly, trailer kind of leaves out a huge part that this whole entire movie is about soccer or football, however you'd like to say it. But the thing is, the expectations are high for Aardman because they've produced so many fantastic animated features, and then going into this film, I didn't have the highest of hopes, and honestly, it's a nice, sweet film. And it's directed by Nick Park, who does all the other films for Aardman, and overall, it keeps up the pace. It does hit surprisingly emotionally towards the end of this film, and it does build up to a place where it's like you do kind of feel for these characters. The thing is, there are a lot of stereotypes, and none of the characters are really depthful or really fleshed out, and that's up to the writing of Mark Burton and James Higginson. But overall, it's like some of the characters are enjoyable, but some of them are enjoyable because of the vocal performances. But you have your lead character in this film, voiced by Eddie Redmayne, who does a fine job, and then you have your antagonist, the weird, awkward, quirky, Bronze Age leader, played by Tom Hiddleston, who actually does seem like he's having a lot of fun voicing this character. And this whole entire thing where they're trying to play football to win back their valley, and it's silly. There's some fun montages and stuff like that. It's not as clever as other Aardman films. A lot of the jokes kind of just were flat for me, and there were some gags throughout that I thought were really funny, and especially with a giant duck, but they kind of give that away a little bit in the trailer. But a lot of the jokes were just, okay, this is fine. And honestly, this is a pretty harmless film. You're not going to go in being like, this was awful or this was amazing. It's kind of just like, it's there. It's a cute film to take kids to. It's a lot more family friendly and straightforward than, say, Peter Rabbit, which does get a little tonally ish off-putting at points throughout that film. This is very consistent. This is a sweet, harmless tone throughout. You do feel a little bit for the characters, but overall it's not a big, sprawling kind of film or anything like that. It's just like these characters are trying to accomplish what they want to accomplish. The claymation animation's fantastic. The stop motion's great. There's some very interesting character designs, like all the early men, the Stone Age people have like pig noses and stuff like that, which is interesting. Overall, though, it's pretty. Having been a week out, it is pretty forgettable, but it's a sweet film. Macy Williams from Game of Thrones does a nice job in her role. Honestly, the two biggest vocal performances that really stood out to me in this, which is a big thing for animated features, is that have that those vocal performances really stand out. Timothy Spall as the chief of their tribe was really good. I really enjoyed him. And then Rob Brydon, I love him, especially from the trip to Italy, the trip to Spain. And he actually has 3 roles in this film, and all of them are fantastic, and he really steals the show when he's on screen. But overall, my thoughts are this is pretty straightforward, but it has enough charm to put itself apart from being just completely forgettable animated feature. This isn't a great film, but if you just want a nice film to go out with your family to go see for like an hour and 25 minutes, this is the film that I'd recommend to you. And I'm going to give Early Man a C+.